Don't Japanese table manners feel like a minefield? If you Google it, you'll find 100 don't do this and don't do that. And by the time you sit down at a counter, you're too anxious to taste the food. But don't worry, we're going to be more practical. Because we are walking through one real dinner at an authentic sushi counter in Shimbashi, Tokyo. And we will explain the rules in the exact order that you will experience it, from what happens when you sit down, to how you can order, and finally, how to pay the bill and exit the restaurant. By the end, you'll know the 8 rules that actually matter when you eat sushi in Japan. First, why do you feel like there are too many table manners in Japan? This is because it didn't come from one place. They evolved from a mix of court culture, Zen philosophy, and even samurai discipline. But the tea ceremony in particular shaped the idea that every action, even eating, should be done with intention, respect, and awareness of others. This way of thinking continues even today. That's why these rules still exist, because of 2 much more modern reasons. Respect for the chef's craft and efficiency in a tiny space. In a 10-seat restaurant, your behavior isn't private, it becomes part of the dining experience for everyone in the room. The place we are going to is a sushi restaurant called Sushimichi. While do can mean a disciplined way. Here, it has a simpler meaning. It's about mastering the art of the meal. This might sound intimidating, but if you understand why a rule exists, usually to keep the counter clean or the flow moving, you don't need to memorize a list of do's and don'ts. So, don't worry too much, because unless you wear too strong perfume, speak too loud, arrive late to your reservation without notice, no one is going to kick you out. Okay, let's start from the very beginning. Rule number 1 is to arrive a few minutes earlier than your reservation. Not 10, that's too early and the staff might still be resetting the counter. And not 5 minutes late. That throws off the pacing of your dinner course. 5 minutes earlier is the sweet spot. As you walk in, the staff will greet you with "Irashaimase," which means welcome. You don't have to respond, just a small nod or eye contact is fine. The staff will then ask you how many people are in your group. If you have a reservation, tell them your name. In many restaurants, especially when it's busy, you don't choose your own seat. So, remember not to walk in and sit down on your own. Once you sit, put your phone face down. The chef is constantly reading the room, and a glowing screen tells them you are somewhere else. So, be present and enjoy the experience. You will then be given a small hand towel called an oshibori. One important thing, don't use it to wipe your face or neck. It's only meant to clean your hands before eating. It's also better if you fold the oshibori after using it. And place it neatly back on the tray, if there is one. Here are the only Japanese phrases you need to know to order at a Japanese restaurant. When you're ready to order, gently say, "Sumimasen." It means excuse me, and it's the most natural way to call the staff. Some restaurants, especially chains, often have an English menu, or at least pictures to help you. But when you go to more local places, everything might be written in Japanese. Don't worry though, you can always use Google Translate. And if you're still not sure what to order, you can ask the staff for recommendations by saying,
おすすめは
おすすめは日本酒がおすすめですね。
You can also ask for an
おまかせ
where the meal is chosen by the chef for you. This shows trust in the chef and often leads to a much better experience. At many casual restaurants, especially izakaya, you may be served a small dish without ordering it. This is called otoshi. It's not free. It's a small cover charge that comes with the dish. You cannot refuse it, and it is completely normal in Japan. So, instead of refusing it, just enjoy it as a part of the experience. So, Sushimichi offers a 90 all-you-can-drink course. If you're going with Japanese friends or colleagues, or if you got a chance to talk with the chef and other visitors, remember this important rule: don't pour your own drink first, pour for others. Watch the people around you. If their drink is running low, offer to pour them another glass. When you pour, use both hands on the bottle to show respect. Put one around the neck and the other on the base of the bottle. And keep the label facing up. This shows attention to detail. Now, usually you can say kanpai or cheers when clinking glasses. But in a more refined restaurants like omakase sushi, this is not appropriate. You can still clink glasses just without saying kanpai. When you do, remember to keep your glass slightly lower than the host's glass, or the oldest person in the group. Now that the first sushi in our omakase course has arrived, it's time to start eating. Don't forget to say thank you or
ありがとうございます
to the staff every time they bring you a new dish. There is no such thing as being too polite. Similarly, before you start eating, say,
いただきます
it's a short way of saying thank you to the food and to the person who prepared it. If you want to use soy sauce, make sure to dip the fish side, not the rice, and don't soak the sushi in the sauce. This is because sushi rice will fall apart if it absorbs soy sauce. But most importantly, some sushi has already been seasoned. So, dipping them in more sauce can make them too salty. Also, if you try to adjust the flavor too much, it shows that you don't trust the chef. Once the sushi is served, eat each piece immediately to respect the chef's work. This is because the chef times everything. And the flavor and temperature of the sushi is best 30 seconds after the chef puts it on the counter. Remember, it's meant to be eaten in one bite, not two. In a sushi restaurant, you have the choice of eating sushi with your hands or with chopsticks. If you're eating with chopsticks, there are two things you should avoid. Don't pass food from chopstick to chopstick and don't stick them upright on rice, since both are associated with funeral rites in Japan. When you're not eating, place your chopsticks on the rest, called a hashioki. This keeps your table clean. But note that in Japan, good manners are not fixed rules. They depend on the room. If the space is quiet, keep your voice low to match. But if people are relaxed, laughing and talking with each other, feel free to join in the fun. In restaurants like Sushimichi, where you are this close to the chef and other people, it's not just about the food. It's also about the interaction. The food tastes so much better with the chef explaining every dish and recommending us the best sake to go with each one. We also took this chance to ask the sushi master about the do's and don'ts of eating at the sushi restaurant.
普通にね、お寿司は結構好きに食べてもらえたらいいなと思うんだけども、あんまりやってほしくないのは、ガリを乗っけて食べるのと、あとお箸同士で外国人がありがちなんだけど乾杯をするんだよね。結構それだけはちょっとやめてもらえなと思う。箸と箸って日本だとあんま良くないんだよね。お箸同士でこうつなげるとちょっとお箸同士でつまんでるように見えるから、あんまりやらない方がいいかな。
ありがとうございました。When you're done with your meal, say ごちそうさまでした. Like saying いただきます at the beginning of the meal, it means thank you for the meal. And it's a way of showing your appreciation to the chef and staff. Even a simple thank you in English or
ありがとうございます。
in Japanese is appreciated. In Japan, you don't usually pay at the table. Instead, take your bill to the register near the entrance. An important thing to know is that there is no tipping culture in Japan. Staff might be confused if you leave extra money. Again, a simple thank you is the best way to end your dining experience. In some restaurants, the staff may walk you to the entrance and see you off. They will say, ありがとうございます and give a small bow. You can simply return it with a small nod or bow. And that's how you show respect throughout your dining experience, from the entrance to the final bow as you leave the restaurant. So, those are the basic rules that apply almost everywhere. Though it might be a bit different depending on the type of restaurant. As an example, we went to a sushi restaurant, where we showed that these rules apply. Plus, that you can even eat with your hands. At ramen shops, it's also the same rules. But usually, you can order ahead using a vending machine. Then just bring your ticket to the counter. Also, slurping your noodles is a way of showing how delicious it is. At an izakaya, the same rules apply, especially when it comes to drinking. The atmosphere is more relaxed, and note that dishes are meant to be shared. You don't need to know every table manner. Just remember the basics and pay attention to the people around you if you are unsure. We started at the door with a head full of internet checklists. Now we've explained one real meal. And we have shown you that there are not 30 rules. You only need to remember the 8 basic rules. Follow them in order, and you become the kind of guest restaurants want to welcome back. In Japan, dining is not just about following the rules. It's about respect, showing awareness to your environment, and, most of all, enjoying the moment.